Good evening to you. Police are using metal detector archways and sniffer dogs at railway stations across Kent and Sussex in the fight against County Line's drug gangs.
In a week of action, there has been more than 40 arrests and the seizure of almost £50,000 in cash.
But one ex-gang member has told ITV News Meridian the authorities also need to focus on preventing young people being targeted, led astray in the first place. Bradshaw has our exclusive report.
What kind of drugs were you dealing with?
I've dealt in virtually everything.
Tony from Kent was just 15 when he was first recruited into a County Line's drug gang. The dangerous criminal activity went on to dominate every aspect of his life for years. We're not using his real name.
Is it scary when you're caught up in this kind of world? I imagine there's a lot of violence being used, sometimes there's threats.
You kind of get used to it. Like, it kind of comes a way of life. Been stabbed, been shot at, seen friends die, seen friends get stabbed in front of me. It's just comes to day-to-day life. Like,
So you've seen people get stabbed and die in front of you?
yeah, it's just is what it is.
He was made to ferry large quantities of drugs over long distances, often in minicabs or on trains, exploited by older gang members.
Was this earning you a lot of money?
It's earning me quite a bit of money.
Do you think that's why young people get drawn into it?
That's why young people get drawn into it. Young people get drawn into it because they like the money, they like the lifestyle. Nowadays it's the music as well that kind of gets them all amped up and kind of vibing for it.
Tony's experience is not unique, and that's why for the past week British Transport Police has been running an operation designed to disrupt the gangs using the rail network in this way. Senior officers say it's as much about safeguarding as enforcement.
Children and adults who are vulnerable, they're taken advantage of, they're trafficked from one part of the country to another. Their premises are taken over by people who will then live in their house or their flat.
So what's your message to the leaders of these County Line's drug gangs exploiting children and transporting drugs on the railway?
My task force are making the railway a hostile environment for them to operate in. We will find you, or one of the other police forces will find you, and we will deal with you.
This highly visible activity has been replicated at dozens of stations across the southeast. Teams of plainclothes officers keep a watchful eye on those trying to avoid the metal detector. Like this man. An incorrect train ticket turns out to be his reason for turning back, rather than anything more sinister.
It's quite easy in role play to show them how easy it is to get trapped, and I think that has a massive impact.
Policing alone won't end the allure of drug crime for some young people, according to the founder of a local anti-violence project.
Invest a lot more into young people and services that, you know, are going to be a real help, because so many services are using people with lived experience.
One of the project's newest recruits is Tony. Now in his 20s, he's left his life of crime behind him and is giving talks in local schools about the dangers of County Lines.
I'm now trying to help out, give back and make sure the younger generation don't get caught and don't go through the same kind of mistakes that I did.
Bradshaw, ITV News, Dartford.
And you can find more on today's top stories from across the southeast by visiting our website. Go to itv.com/Meridian.